You know which one is worst? It's not being a surfer because I don't know if you saw it.
Whoa, I saw
Yes,
it.
I don't know if
I'm
you
so
saw it, but
jealous.
all of them are on the cruise ship in Tahiti, which that's where they're going to be doing the competition, the surfing competition. So the worst part is not being a surfer. We picked the wrong sport.
That's the option. This, that, or the other. That's the
I'd
other.
rather be a surfer, riding the waves, be on a cruise ship.
Welcome, everybody, to the 91st podcast from Just Women's Sports. I'm your host, Jordan Angeli, alongside my other two co-hosts, Duda Pavao, Jess McDonald. You guys, the Olympics has started. How you feeling?
I'm pumped. What a great first day. Oh my goodness. Absolutely amazing. I've been at the edge of my seat. I made both of my children watch the games with me, so it's been a family affair of soccer today.
Did they sit through all of the games, Jess?
Well, the baby was in and out of sleep,
Okay,
so
well, that's
we'll
fair.
just say yeah.
Okay. Duda, how'd you take it in? You said you were going to just sit on your couch all day long. Did that come true?
It did, Jordan. I did not move. In fact, I've been up since 8 a.m. because I think it started 8 a.m. here on the West Coast. And I'm so happy. I mean, Brazil got the dub. The U.S. got the dub. What a day. The Olympics are here. I love it.
You know what's wild is you started at 8 a.m. and you are sipping a coffee right now, which is later in the day, and you have not had a coffee all day. So I don't know how you did that.
I also don't. It's kind of too late, but actually, it's never too late for a
you
coffee
should have
for
just
me.
had it earlier in the day while you were enjoying all of the games that we got to watch. And it's been a fun start to the Olympics. We're going to be covering everything when it comes to the U.S. Women's National Team. So make sure you subscribe to Just Women's Sports on all of your social channels, YouTube, and we're going to be posting all those videos there. So you guys don't want to miss out on what we will be bringing to you. Okay, you guys, gut reactions starting first. We have to talk about this U.S. Women's National Team game, 3-0 over Zambia. Jess, you're giving me a gut reaction of just overall thoughts about this game. And why don't we throw in like an emoji that you feel like suits your gut reaction?
An emoji would probably be like that wow emoji when the mouth's like open, like. So
Okay.
the reason for it, I'm going to be a little critical. U.S. Women's National Team, very proud of them. They got the 3 points. They got the win. They got the clean sheet. Bravo. Round of applause. But it almost gave me the same feeling that they had given me in their first World Cup game against Vietnam. 3-0 game. They dominated the game. But they had so many other clinical chances that they did not put away. Wide open chances. And it reminded me of that Vietnam game and how they started the World Cup in 2023. Great win. I'm happy for Emma Hayes. I'm happy for the team. But I just don't want it to be, I don't want it to replicate the World Cup because obviously expectations are high for this squad. They played well, but was it good enough? Because I feel like in the past, there was this grittiness where they were in history, they've been clinical in front of net, even these little tap-ins, the headers. I mean, you name it. I mean, first game of the World Cup against Thailand in 2019, the 13-0 win. That's the expectation. Obviously, I wasn't expecting 13 goals today, but you guys get my drift here. So I'm going to be a little more critical and say, like, okay, that was a wow game because it had me at the edge of my seat. There were a lot of oohs and ahs at the beginning of the game, and then they just kind of cruised from that point on, after that third goal. So
that feels right.
I don't know. That's how I feel about it, though.
Right.
That first World Cup game in 2023.
Yeah, I can feel your gut in that, that's your reaction. And there's a lot of feelings in it. And I think we had a lot of feelings in this one. So I like it. Wow face emoji for Jess. Duda, you're next. What do you think about this performance overall for the U.S.?
I'm going to leave my emoji for the sunglasses over here. The sun just blocking the sun out, just blocking out. But yeah, they got the 3-0 win. It was the first game. I agree, Jess. I agree. But also, oh my gosh, it feels so good to see all the goals finally, man. And they kind of, they tied against Costa Rica, but now they started strong in a way, and that made me happy. And I'll be honest with you, the way that they started the game, that's exactly what we want to see from the U.S., and especially against Zambia. But also, it doesn't matter who they play against. That's the game that we like to see from the US. I caught myself like smiling sometimes watching the game there because everyone was trying to score, especially during the first half. How many chances they had, right? But they were creating chances. They were not stopping. And it really felt like to me that everyone wanted to score and just freaking get this like weight off their shoulders. Let's just win and kind of breathe for a little bit. Yes, could they do better the second half? 100%. All the goals were in the first half, but you know what? Let's enjoy it now. Yeah. they know that they gotta be better. Yeah. They know that they gotta be better during the second half. But how did you feel, Jordan? And what's your emoji?
So you're feeling cool about it, Duda.
I am.
Overall. You're cool. Yeah. You're wearing the sunglasses, just chilling. Like, good start. It's a little bit. I think my reaction is the same as your guys. I'm giving it the thumbs up emoji. Just a good old thumbs up, right? Because, it was a good performance. I think we expect great from this team. And great would have been the touchdown hands, right? Because it could have been a touchdown for this team. It could have been easily 6 goals. They could have gotten that many goals against the Zambian team and really set themselves apart in their group and said, hey, come and catch us, Germany, because that's what was at stake right here. So overall, I would say happy with the performance when it comes to getting the key players on the score sheet, not giving up a goal. But I don't know, the thumbs up gives you like, cool, right?
Sounds fair. Yeah, it sounds fair too.
Yeah. So I think overall, we're all feeling the same kind of feeling when we're talking gut reactions to this first game in the Olympics for the U.S. It's time to dig into what really happened in this game, the big moments that set this game apart. And Jess, the first 15 minutes, there were a plethora of chances for the U.S. women's national team. I thought they started off on the front foot. They hit 2 crossbars. A bicycle was cleared off the line. Why do you do this to us, soccer gods? Why? But it felt like, I think you said actually in our chat, Jess, the U.S. couldn't buy a goal. Did it feel like it teetered on the edge of like, how are you going to figure out a way to break this down? Maybe some of what we've seen in the past?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man, I was at the edge of my seat. Like, come on, girls, you're so close. I mean, they pinged it off the woodwork so many times before Trinity Rodman obviously opened up the score sheet. But it was one of those games where I got worried for a second. I'm like, is it going to be one of those games where they get all these shots off, like 30 shots in a game, one doesn't go in, but Zambia ends up like getting one on transition, that 1-0 weird soccer game. You're like, what just happened? So I'm just happy Trinity Rodman obviously opened up the score sheet. And, I think they just kind of cruised from that point on. Obviously, they were on their front foot from the start of the game, but that gave them a little more momentum in that first half. But can we talk about Mallory Swanson?
Ooh,
oh my goodness. I think in the first episode, y'all were talking about her getting Golden Boot this tournament. I said Soap Smith, but let me go ahead and shut up and give this woman praise because honestly, there's something in the juice that she's been drinking. She came out just on fire. Have you guys ever seen that first movie, Space Jam with Michael Jordan, when they were drinking like the Michael Jordan water and all of a sudden they were bopping around?
Magic water.
I mean, Mallory Swanson's on that. And she's just such an impressive player. You wouldn't have known that she just came off such a major injury. So she was just so incredible today. So she had me at the edge of my seat from the start of the game.
I agree with that, but it all started with Rodman, right? You mentioned that just a second ago, Jess. Smith starts the play on the left-hand side with a brilliant touch, finds Lindsay Horan and acres of space, which happened time and time again. I don't know what the Zambian midfield was doing. And then, Duda, tell me yes or no. Was it the Rodman?
Of course he was. Are you kidding me? And by the way, we started the game here that for every Rodman, if there is a spin and there is a Meg, we do a drink, no? Of course, there was a spin. I saw it spin, and I saw a Meg, and it in a goal.
Yep. It was beautiful. It had to have been a Rodman. Yeah. It had to have been that.
Of course it was.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. It was. I saw a spin, and I saw a Meg, and I saw a goal. Which, by the way, if we started the game right here in Just Women's Sports, we have to play the game, no?
I don't have. I only have this.
Oh, she's ready.
What are you thinking? Dear producer, of course.
I'm here for it.
You saw the game here. If there is a Meg, there was a spin by Trinity Rodman. We got to drink it.
Cheers,
dear producer. You never know if this is water or not.
Oh,
cheers to you, Trin.
What?
Cheers,
this is good commitment. You know, you have to stay true to your word. Duda Pavao is a woman of her word, and Trinity Rodman is, I think, going to make you do that a few more times throughout the rest of this tournament. We all hope that happens.
I'll be ready with the drink. Well done, Trin.
So Trin started it off, and then it felt like it was fast and furious from there. It was 2 goals by Swanson in the 24th minute and the 25th minute. Officially, I have heard they were 66 seconds apart. I did not see how much time was actually played, right? Because some of that time you're celebrating, right, Jess? That's what one does when you score a goal in the Olympics. You have to celebrate. But Mallory Swanson does it twice, very nice, in Nice, and she sets herself apart. What did you like most about the finishes, Jess, that Mallory Swanson had?
You know what? I got to let you guys know, I missed the 3rd goal originally because I was still writing my notes from the 2nd goal. Like, writing down the minute, Mallory Swanson, how the buildup happened. And then all of a sudden they were celebrating again. And I thought it was a replay of the 2nd goal. And I'm like, I was actually very confused. I'm like, they showed another replay after they kicked it off already. And they did. They showed a replay of that 3rd goal. But that lets you know she caught some momentum after that 2nd goal. She saw her opportunity once again, going right down the gut. They win it. Sophia Smith plays her such a clinical ball going right down the middle. I love the perfectly weighted passes in the final third from this U.S. Women's National Team squad, from Lindsay Horan on those first 2 assists to Sophia Smith. As a striker, you want the ball to your front foot. If you're on your horse and you're trying to go to goal, if you're on your horse and you're trying to get in line, anything in the final third, and it's played to your front foot so you can succeed in there, you love to see that.
Eerily the similar goal from Swanson, except the first one, she roofed the goalkeeper. The second one, she beat the goalkeeper completely and put it in the back of the net. Then you felt like the tables were going to turn solely for the United States, as if it already hadn't, right? It's 3-0 at this point. Then Zulu gets a red card. Guys, it kind of was like, really? I don't know. I didn't see it at the time. I thought they were looking at, is it a penalty? It was the right call, right? Denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. I think it's the right call outside the box. That's what you get there. But it felt like, I
know. It was sad.
It was so sad.
Yeah. And now it's so early in the tournament, too. And now she's going to miss the next game.
Exactly. Oh, so she's going to miss the next game. And now the United States are 55 more minutes, up a player, up 3-0. Trinity Rodman, we should say, got a yellow card in the 44th minute. That could be something that the United States have to play around with, because the yellow card rule in the Olympics is tricky. I got official confirmation that those don't clear until after the quarterfinals. And that is a long time. So if you get a second yellow card, let's just stick with Trinity Rodman right now, she will have to miss the following game. Duda, you're nodding your head because that's a long time before you get those yellow cards cleared, and that's going to be tricky.
For sure. It is a very long time, and obviously you don't want to miss a game. But personally, I would say I am, especially the fact that it's Trin, I would say, which she's kind of the player that the defenders they know this about her. They know that she has a yellow card, and the defenders are going to go against her. It tried to get her booked again. For example, an example against Costa Rica, we can see that she gets a little heated, no? Like when the players go against her and gets fouled, she needs to be more settled there and more calm. Maybe we need someone there to kind of, hey, be careful, because we really need you, Trin. Yeah. We really need you there. So
do you sit her? If you're Emma Hayes, do you sit her in the next game? Or do you play with that? Like if you get a yellow against Germany, all right, we missed you against Australia, but at that point, you might know your fate.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say her. If I were Emma, which I'm not, and also I'm so glad I'm not, because it's a very hard job to have. I would just talk to Trin and trust Trin. And she knows she's a professional footballer. She knows exactly what's going to happen. just prepare her for what's going to come to her if that were to happen. Yeah. I wouldn't see her. No, she's if that is the best starting 11 that Emma has, put that on the field and let's go.
I like it. You are Emma Hayes for that second. You felt very convicted in what you were saying, Duda. So I like it. There's just for the United States, the rest of the game, there's one substitution at half. It's Corbin Albert on for Rose Lavelle. There was an earlier substitution, I should say. Lynn Williams came in for Sophia Smith, who went out with an injury. So we're still monitoring that situation. Have not heard officially what the prognosis is on Smith. And then Emma Hayes used the rest of her subs in the 65th minute. So 5 subs used in total, which is important for this tournament since it is such a quick turnaround. But it was quiet, Jess. There's 55 minutes, 0 goals. The United States had 4.99 expected goals in this game. You said, is it a game where there's going to be 30 shots? Well, they had 27. 8 of them were on target. So you were very close in those numbers. But they were kind of in second gear. Do you worry about that at all?
Yeah, and that was, the initial thing I was talking about. I don't want it to be that 2023 World Cup tournament all over again where they're not clinical in front of goal, because that's how you started off. You want to finish as many as you possibly can. They got in the final third. I mean, they still kept control of the game. Obviously, Kundananji did her slice and dice a few times in the second half, but never really looked too dangerous. Same with Barbara Banda. So we had to give it up to, obviously, the back line and Alyssa Nair for staying so organized. But it does worry me moving forward because they did have so many chances. I was still at the edge of my seat, like, gosh, if y'all can just get just one more, get that fourth to really seal the deal here. You go number 1 in your group stage. Now they're tied with Germany. And so with that being said, hopefully they can move forward and be more clinical against this Germany side, because Germany is a much better organized team than Zambia, obviously. And U.S. Women's National Team, they're not going to have full control of the game. And so I think this was more of a, I can't say practice round because this is the Olympics, but somewhat of a practice round. Okay, this is what we need to do in order to improve ourselves. They created their chances, but they just didn't get in the back of the net. And that's the only thing that worries me.
And you're up a player. They were up a player for 55 minutes.
You're up a player to top it off. Yeah.
I think
I'm not gonna lie, Jordan. After you mentioned about the red card here, I was like, oh wow, wait, that is true. They played the entire second half pretty much with a player down.
It didn't feel like that in moments, and that's why I think we all had that weird gut reaction. Like, of course, we're happy; it's a victory, but and a little uneasiness and a little bit of thoughts about what has happened before for this U.S. team. Do they have the tenacity that they used to have? And there's been a lot of talk about them writing their future right now, and they get to write their own story. Well, I think that would have been a really good opportunity. Up a player for the amount of time they did. They had the play, not just starting the game and the substitutions that they brought on to be able to finish some of those chances. So it feels a little, is disappointing too harsh of a word? It does.
You can use whatever word you want, Jordan.
It feels disappointing that they didn't get another goal.
Thumbs up.
Yep. So the United States into this game 3-0. 2 goals by Swanson, 1 by Trinity Rodman, and overall happiness, but a little disappointment too to wrap the whole thing up. We're going to play something fun. Since the Olympics is happening in France, we're going to take a little nod from the French newspaper L'Équipe, because they are famous for player ratings after the matches. I don't know how many of us would have loved that, but we're going to do it here, right?
No one. How would you feel about that, Jess?
You know what? I am my own biggest critic.
True.
So I think someone criticizing my rating wouldn't be any worse than I would probably give myself. So I'd probably feel better about my rating from someone else than myself.
Yeah.
We're our own biggest critics. So
True. Yeah. We'd probably be giving ourselves below 5s. And I don't know if we are going to be there right now with this game and the United States women's national team. So let's start in goal with Alyssa Nair. And we're just going to run through this. We're going to start Jess, Duda, and then myself. We'll just spin right through these ratings. And then if anything big comes up, I think we're going to have to talk about it. All right. So how'd you think Alyssa Nair did, Jess?
Oh, Alyssa Nair, 9.5. Clean sheet, easy peasy, have a cup of tea. call it a day.
Same. She did her job. 0 goes. 9.5.
Guys, I'm going 10. She didn't do anything. She barely did anything.
I know. Yeah.
She made everything look easy. It kind of was easy. She didn't let a goal in.
Yeah.
10.
I respect.
Like, it's just
You feel weird giving a 10? You would be the person in the gymnastics that would not give people 10s, huh?
Me or Jess?
Low-key.
Okay, so I give Alyssa a 10. I think we're all pretty clear about that. Let's go to Crystal Dunn in her 150th cap for the U.S. Women's National Team. Jess, what do you think about her performance?
I gave her a 9.0. I thought she was great getting into the final third. I thought she had a great chance in the second half when she switched positions. I love how versatile she is. She brought it today. I think she did great. I give her a 9.
And I'm giving Crystal Dunn a 9.5. And I'll be honest, I'm giving all the defenders and Alyssa as well 9.5 because they got their job done. But there's always room to grow in a way. Crystal Dunn, amazing. 9.5. Jordan?
Okay, I think I probably started off with a high number that you guys are going to think all my numbers are high. They're not, because I think there was disappointment in this game. I think Crystal Dunn could have had a goal. I think she could have had an assist. So my other numbers are more off of like, I felt like this was an average game for a lot of players. I gave her 7.6. I thought it was a good performance. It wasn't anything special.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we can see special from Crystal Dunn, but she did get things done. She held it down. So I'm going 7.6.
Respect.
Okay. Nothing special there.
Understandable.
Let's go next to her, Tierna Davidson. What'd you guys think about her performance?
I thought her distribution was good. I gave her a 7.8.
Wow.
Okay. Me too, exactly.
Yeah. It was close to an 8-ish, but I think there were a couple times she was out of position. And distribution wasn't always on point. Sometimes it's on point, sometimes it's not. Sometimes she's indecisive. So I think just above average game for Tierna.
Okay, 7.8. All right. That's mine too, Duda. So now you got to say what you thought of Davidson, and I'll give a little
Mine was higher because, yes, they could have done better. I agree with everything you said, Jess and Jordan, but they had to do with Barbara Banda. And that job is not easy, my friend. And yes, she got caught a few times by Barbara Banda there, which no defender, no forward will ever have a perfect game. But when then she had to foul Barbara to stop her, she did. I'm giving her an 8.5.
All right. That's fair. I did 7.8 too. I thought Davidson had a good game, but I don't think it was anything that blew my socks off. And I think that's why I felt like she played how we would expect Tierna Davidson to play. Mm-hmm. Good ball player at times, good defender for the majority of the time. But I don't know, to get a 9 as a defender, maybe you got to score a goal off a set piece. maybe that's my indication there. Let's go with Naomi Girma next. She had to deal with Barbara Banda for the majority of the game, as Banda likes to shift over to her left side. So that was right in Girma territory. What do you think, Jess?
I gave Girma a 9.3.
Ooh,
I thought she was absolutely electric today. She handled Barbara very well. She handled Kundananji very well. 1v1. When they thought they had her beat, they did not. Naomi Girma doing Naomi Girma things. Distribution was on point. I honestly don't even think she gave a ball away today.
Why not 10?
Yeah. Oh, good question.
10? I mean,
Why
ain't
not
nobody
10?
having a perfect game. No one's having a perfect game.
You're right.
I don't know. Alyssa was pretty perfect.
On that note, I'll give her a 9.9.
Oh, that's so funny, Duda. Why'd you change at the last minute? You don't need to change.
9.9. No, because I will have a goal. No, but also because there's always room to grow in a way. You know, to have a good game, you don't have to have a perfect game, in my opinion. And Naomi, she's always so classic. So, big fan. 9.9.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan too. You guys,
I love your shirt.
I need that shirt. I need that shirt.
Yeah.
If you're not watching this on YouTube, Jordan is wearing a Naomi
go
Girma Player of the Year shirt.
Naomi Girma Player of the Year 2023 for U.S. Soccer. I had to wear the shirt. I thought Girma had an excellent game, and a lot of it had to do with her 1v1 defending against Barbara Banda in individual moments, right? Where she had clearly studied some Banda film and realized when Banda takes that long touch, that's where I can intercept. And sometimes she had to leave her feet in order to just get a touch and get it back past the end line or back to Alyssa Nair. So those moments were really good. I gave Girma an 8.9. I thought she was one of the best performers on the team today. Her passing was great, Jess. But the thing that I'm going to say is you weren't under pressure. For 55 minutes,
True.
There were 10 players on the other team. Mm-hmm. Your passing better be great if you are on the field for 55 minutes and there is one player that's barely pressing. So we expect that. And that's why I think I'm a little harsher on some of these. But Girma, great performance, 8.9 from the reigning U.S. Women's Soccer Player of the Year. All right, Emily Fox on the other side. Jess, what'd you think?
Emily Fox, I thought she was a little quiet today. So I gave her a 8.0 exactly. I mean, clean sheet. She was good. I didn't see her quite get in line the way, you expect from an outside back, but still clean sheet. So I think she had an okay game.
Duda.
Yeah, mine is 8.5. I wish that she would probably get down the line more and give those crosses that she knows exactly how to do them. And especially against a team that technically wasn't challenging you enough on the inlines, on the sideline, sorry. So she had that space there to do it. I would love to see her just getting more up the field. But great game. I mean, how can I say – it's hard to say something about the defenders here because they did their job, That's it.
I thought Fox had a average game because we have so much expectations. We've seen her be effective in the attack. And one of the reasons why I don't think she was as effective is for the first part of the game where the United States had the majority of their chances. Well, she was worried about the counter going the other way, right?
Clinical in front of net. She had her chances that she didn't put away. Got caught out of position as well defensively. There were some gaps in the midfield just a couple of times. They didn't have to defend much, but when they did, out of position just a little bit. So, yeah.
Yep. Okay. Duda?
8.9. I'm the nice one here.
I know. No, I'm nice on this one. There's two players that I rated 3 because you got to count Alyssa Nair. There's 3 players that I rated very high. Lindsay Horan was one of them. I gave her a 9.0. I think her pass on the second goal was my favorite pass of the game. It was absolutely delightful. She was everywhere in the first half. I thought honestly, we could have done first and second half ratings for these players because there was a lot of players who had really good first half performances, maybe not so great second half performances. I think Haran would be in that mix. So 9.0, but I agree. I wanted to see that bike go in, Jess.
Me too,
I wanted to see the
man.
bike go in. Rose Lavelle rounds up the midfield because I think it was a 4-3-3 still, Duda.
I know. I'll take the L.
What do you guys think of Rose Lavelle? 45 minutes for her.
Rosie, I gave her an 8.9. It's good. She was good. We just didn't see like the typical Rose Lavelle that we're used to seeing. So, we got a good, solid 45 minutes out of her.
Yeah, we did. I think that was important. Duda?
I think that all the forwards during the first half, they were on fire in a way. Yes, they missed chances, but they got the job done. It's like what you said, too. We could rate the first half and the second half. That was literally 2 different games. A 9.5 for Rose. They did the job.
Nice. I gave Lavelle an 8.6. I thought she was great in the first half. That is my favorite midfield. The flow of that midfield is on fire because I think it brings the best out of Lavelle and it brings the best out of Haran with coffee underneath them sitting and doing the non-noticed things, right, Duda? Yeah. So good performance overall from the entire midfield. Let's go to the forward line. Mal Swanson. Jess, in our last episode, you said you want Swanson to sprinkle a little spice out on the field. Was it spicy enough for you is my question.
It was extra spicy. I love spicy foods. I love a spicy Mallory Swanson, and she brought some spice today. So I gave Mallory Swanson a 9.5. I thought she was immaculate. She finished her chances. She did everything that she needed to do for this U.S. Women's National Team side today.
Boom.
I'm giving Mal 9.9. So this is my second 9.9 because, just amazing. To get also 2 goals in the first game. The way that's going to help them moving forward, and especially for her too, being back with the U.S. Women's National Team, first big tournament. Let's go, Mal. Let's go.
I gave Mal a 9.0, so both her and Haran get a 9.0 for me. She gets 2 goals, but the fluidity of which Mal plays in that winger spot, she can drift centrally and allow space for Dunn in the channel. She can drop into the midfield and, again, allow space for Dunn, but give Smith some more space in the front line. I just like the way she fits into this system, and she is flying high. 9.0 for Swanson. How about Sophia Smith, you guys? Only got to play around 44 minutes. It was maybe not I think there were moments there, but what did you rate her? How'd you rate her, Jess?
So, Soph Smith, I gave an 8.7. She didn't finish her chances. Obviously, she had, a short period of time to play. Her assist was absolutely amazing. She held the ball really well. I think she had a decent first half, but I want to see more from her. There's more from Sophia Smith that we can see.
Yeah. No, I agree. Duda, what do you think?
And I think there's more from every single player on that pitch, and they also know that. Yeah, they also know that. I gave her a 9.
Nice. Duda,
I'm the good heart.
You were the teacher I wanted in school all the time.
But don't
You're giving good grades here.
But don't you do something wrong, and then I'll come at you. That's it.
Maybe I was a little harsh on Soph Smith. I gave her a 7.4. I thought it was good. I don't think it was great. We didn't get to really see her where she thrives in 1v1 situations. She didn't tee too many players up. There were a couple moments where I felt like she could have maybe dished instead of tried to go for a shot and ended up getting blocked within the 18. But you got to be selfish sometimes as a forward and try to get off the mark. But overall, 7.4. And just everybody hope and pray that everything's okay with Soph Smith so we can see some more of her in this tournament. And then last but not least, Trinity Rodman. How do you rate her, Jess?
Trin, I gave a 8.3. Goal, immaculate. World-class goal. But she, too, had some chances that she could have put away. I'll keep it short and sweet.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Duda, what did you think about Trinity Rodman's performance?
What did I think? She gave the little spin and a Meg and a goal. And we all took a little shot. I was going to say a 9.9, but that's a 10. Well done, Trin. Thank you.
It's a 10.
Just for the shot. Just for the shot.
I love it. And I do think NWSL calls it the trin spin. I don't know. I like the Rodman better. I can go for either one, but whatever it was amazing. I thought she did some really good defensive work as well. She loves to get isolated on the right side, and that's where she can really, truly be at her best. I gave Rodman an 8.5. I thought it was a really good performance for her, but I think we're going to see a lot more goals from Trinity Rodman in this tournament.
Agreed,
but that was her first goal since December, so it was good to get her off the mark for the U.S. women's national team. All right, I got a couple of big questions for you guys overall. How big was this, Duda, for the vibe of the team? We saw them in the send-off series not really score very many goals. They scored 1 in 2 games. You get 3 goals in this. Do you think it elevates the vibe of what this team knows that they can do, and then they were able to transfer that onto the field?
Absolutely, Jordan. Absolutely, because in a way, this is a major tournament, right? You're playing the Olympics. You're playing the first game. It is the first major win for Emma Hayes. We're talking about the players, but that also kind of lets Emma breathe for a little bit, I would say. Yes, it can be better. Yes, they can play more consistent. Do we expect more from the second half? 100%. But with the vibes, come on, you can even see the players celebrating after as well, and how they're celebrating after every single goal that they were scoring. I think it just makes things lighter, right? You know how that feels, that the relief was like, okay, the first game is over. Let's move on now to a huge challenge that we have coming up. But at least we started well. We started strong, and we just move forward from here, and we just go up from here. The vibes are probably great, and we love to see that.
Yes, first game of the tournament. It's always good to have a dub and a shutout. Jess, you were part of the 2019 Women's World Cup team who did that in a very thrilling fashion. You get 13 goals in that first game. Didn't get that in this one. But how is it compared to that? What is the importance of getting a win in the first game to kind of set the tone?
Yeah, I mean, you said it. You're setting the tone. You know, you expect that win. Obviously, how good, the U.S. Women's National Team has been historically. You expect this from them. You know, they have a chip on their shoulders, always will. And so just to get that W, 3 goals, they only scored 1 these last couple of games. I mean, you got to sprinkle a little bit of fire on that. They can't do anything but be proud of themselves at the end of the day. Hey, we got the win. We got the clean sheet. We move forward. So little bits and pieces at a time. And from here, they can continue to improve. So they definitely set the tone very high. They dominated the game from start to finish, exactly what we expected. But moving forward, can they be more clinical in front of net?
That's the big question for this U.S. team, but they get the W, and we gave our player ratings, and we're looking forward to doing that a little bit more throughout the rest of this tournament. Elsewhere in the Olympics, all of the games happened today. So it was a really busy day when it came to women's soccer. And we're going to run you through what the groups look like at the end of match day 1. I'm going to go first because I have Group A. I led that last week as we prepped for the tournament. And I am going to start off with Canada and New Zealand. 2-1 victory for Canada over New Zealand. And it all started with some controversy, you guys. Manager Bev Priestman sat out of Thursday's game along with 2 staff members who were sent home amid allegations of drone spying. Okay. They used a drone at 2 of New Zealand's practices. So this feels like a scandal that kind of elevates women's soccer. You know, if you're not drone spying, then what are you doing? In the game, Canada had 26 shot attempts to New Zealand's 2. But New Zealand scored first, you guys. Ironically, I feel like a little bit off of a set piece. You know, if you're going to spy, wouldn't you be spying on set pieces?
Seriously.
But Canada equalized in stoppage time through Chloe Lacasse to level it 1-1 going into halftime. And then in the 79th minute, there was a direct ball from a deep-lying Jessie Fleming who led it perfectly into the path of Evelyn Vienne. And Vienne's finish was high degree of difficulty. We're going to take a little ode from gymnastics because the angle at which Vienne had to finish this was difficult, and yet she makes it count 2-1 in the end for Canada, and Vienne helped them secure all 3 points for our spying neighbors to the north, right? The other game in Group A was France versus Colombia. And this one was wild. France 3, Colombia 2. The hosts scored a hat trick, you guys, in the first half. A brace by Marie Antoinette Katoto and Kenza Dali scored 1 goal. So they were flying, right? 3-0. It sounds similar to the game that we just broke down. But then Colombia came back. 2 goals in the second half, starting with Carolina Usme's penalty. And Colombia struck again in the 64th minute. Manuela Pavi reduced France's lead to just 1. But unfortunately, don't call it a comeback because it wasn't enough. France hung on and got the opener at home on their home soil. A big news out of this one, though, too, you guys. Mayra Ramirez got a red card in the 86th minute and will have to miss the next match versus New Zealand. So that's going to be difficult for Colombia. She is one of their key players. So after match day 1, we have France and Canada sitting atop of Group A with New Zealand and Canada 3 points off the pace. Jess, do you want to round out the rest of Group B for us?
Whew. Group B had me at the edge of my seat today. Germany versus Australia today. Germany with 3 golazos. Australia, 0. Matilda's a little disappointing today. They didn't quite come out with any type of identity. They were just a completely different team from when they played back at home at the World Cup this past summer. So disappointing results, disappointing performance for the Matildas, but Germany ended up with 5 shots on target, which didn't feel like it because they just dominated the game from start to finish. Goals by Marina Hegering. Am I saying that right? Leah Schuler and Jewel Brandt. Jewel Brandt, I think, should have probably had a hat trick if you watched the game. She had a sitter, you guys, in the 10th minute. Matildas were just very ineffective, but we'll move on to the next game. U.S., we already talked about that, but obviously USA, so proud of the girls, obviously getting the game over Zambia. But U.S., Germany, top Group B with a pivotal match on Sunday, but more on that to come.
Well done,
All
Jess.
right, Duda, round us out because Group C, we talked about being the group of death. Has it shown that it is the group of death through match day 1?
The day started with Japan playing against Spain. And let me tell you, it is so hard to break the Japanese defense. But Spain, it is that good, my friends. The game ended 2-1 for Spain, but Japan scored first on the 13th minute of an amazing free kick. Did you watch that? By number 15, Fujino. She put the ball top corner. No chance for Kata there. But Spain leveled just 9 minutes later with who? The FIFA Best Player of the Year, Aitana Bonmati. She dribbled the goalkeeper inside the box. Too easy for her. She makes it look easy. The match was level 1-1 at halftime, but Spain's Mariona Caliente, the Arsenal forward, is scored in the 74th minute to seal the win for Spain. And if anything happens after that goal, I missed it because my fire alarm went off. So it was chaos. I'm not even joking.
Fire alarm.
I'm not even joking. So I had to run out. Anyway, Spain got the win against Japan 2-1. And then we had, ladies and gentlemen, Brazil against Nigeria. And by the way, dear Lorena, my girl, I don't know you, but I love you already. The goalkeeper for Brazil, she changed the game. She was so important today for Brazil. She made the difference. I'm not going to lie. I got scared there a few times, but we made it through. The goal to Marta scored a goal in the 36th minute, but it was ruled offside. And how dare the referee rule a Marta goal back, Jess? Should be illegal.
Breathe. I had to take deep breaths. I'm like, come on. It should be illegal.
Should be illegal.
You know who she is?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he knows. How dare you? But don't worry, because 1 minute later, she set Gabi Nunes up. And what a ball by Marta. That left foot, it's truly that kind of pass, that kind of ball that only special kind of player can see, because no one could ever play that ball or see that pass there. Marta set Gabi Nunes up, which she was one of my players to watch when we talked about the first episode here. Gabi Nunes, what a finish. No chance for the goalkeeper. She scored the only goal of the game and got the 3 points for the Seleção against the Super Falcons. And guess who we also saw that we got to mention? Carolyn. We'll talk about this as well. Carolyn made an appearance. Yes. Welcome back, Carolyn, which she tore her ACL in the regular season back in October 15th of 2023. So she made her return back on the pitch today against Nigeria at the Olympics. So after the first game, Brazil and Spain are top of the group with 3 points each. The next game now, Brazil will play against Japan. Ay, Dios mío. In Spain against Nigeria on Sunday. That was Group C.
As you guys mentioned, it is tight, and this is exactly what we expected from the Olympics, especially after match day 1. Following the games on Sunday, we're going to talk about where all these teams sit after match day 2 and keep you guys in the loop about everything happening across all 3 of these groups in the Olympics. We've got to continue a trend that we started, doing a little this or that, guys, to break it up, have a little fun in Paris Olympics. So we're going to go with this first question. We heard Snoop Dogg is carrying the Olympic torch. LeBron James is going to be the flag bearer for the opening ceremony. So my question is, would you rather light the Olympic torch, the cauldron, inside the stadium, or carry the flag of your country? Duda?
Oh my gosh, the torch. I don't know. Imagine if something goes wrong there. I'll carry the flag.
Did go off today.
You know what? You're right. I should definitely not carry the. No. I'm sticking with the flag.
Okay.
Well done, Jess. Flag for me.
Jess, what are you doing?
I'm lighting the torch. Bring on the fire. I want to be in the stadium. I want to light the fire. Yeah.
With arms like that, you got to show them off.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why you're lighting the torch. You're just on the stage.
You have an infant, you'll have biceps like this too, because he just bounces all day.
I can only pray.
What about you, Jordan?
I would carry the flag. That would be a great honor for me to carry the American flag. I would really love to do that because it's special. You're leading all of the people who worked so extremely hard to be on that United States team. And so I would like to carry the flag.
Yeah.
But I like that. We mixed it up there a little bit. I don't know if you guys heard this. Question 2. In the Olympic Village, it's the place to be. Mm-hmm. But there's 2 things that are a little weird about the Olympic Village. 1, there's no AC. And 2, the bed frames are made out of cardboard. Like legit cardboard.
Yeah.
So, which is worse? Having no AC or sleeping on a cardboard bed? Jess, your reaction tells it all.
I am such a sweaty person. It's not good. I'm from Arizona. I run hot like the state that I'm from. I have to have AC. Put me on cardboard. I'll sleep on a hard ground. I don't care, but I need that AC.
All right.
You know which one is worst? It's not being a surfer. Because I don't know if you saw it.
Whoa, I saw it.
Yes, I don't know if you saw
jealous.
it, but all of them are on the cruise ship in Tahiti, which that's where they're going to be doing the competition, the surfing competition. So the worst part is not being a surfer. We picked the wrong sport.
That's the option. This, that, or the other. That's the other.
I'd rather be a surfer, riding the waves, be on a cruise ship. But I'm also with Jess. I can't live without an AC.
Yeah. 3 for 3. I'm going... It's worse not to have an AC because there is a cardboard bed frame, but there's still a mattress. You're fine. You're fine.
All
Give me
good.
the AC. Actually, my AC is not working right now, so I feel like I am in the Olympic Village. It's a little toasty in here.
I'll send you a cardboard bed.
That might be some upper lip sweat I have, but don't judge me. Question 3. We've seen some style already with some of these Olympic squads. So what would you rather rock? The bleach blonde hair of the Zambian players or the Nigeria players? We got to shout out Michelle Alozie because she always does this. The black and the green mismatched boots.
I would go with the mismatched boots because I have bleached my hair before and it wasn't that pretty. So I'm not going back to that. Yeah, I'll go with the boots this time around. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have I don't know. I have like a weird feeling about mixed match boots, if I'm honest with you. So I'll have the bleach hair. If you have like different boots, like you better be a baller.
Absolutely. You have to back
So
it
you
up
know,
for sure.
yeah. So like, don't wear mixed match like different boots. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. So I'm gonna stick. I'm just gonna bleach my hair because I'm not. Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Duda's going bleached. I will just remind you that they're all in the Olympics, so they pretty much are all ballers.
All of them can. Yeah, but me personally, exactly. Me, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not pulling up to the pickup soccer here wearing different boots. No.
Yeah, I actually just saw recently a picture of me with bleached blonde hair. And I'm not going back. You guys. So I'm going to do the boots.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the boots, especially the mismatched boots that match your uniform, because we have not seen that before. I liked the class there from Alozia, and mismatched boots for me. And then the last this or that question, we're going cuisine. French toast or crepes?
Crepes all the way.
French toast.
French toast?
French toast.
I'm going crepes.
Well done, Jordan. How can you can just French toast instead of crepes?
Oh my gosh, I don't know, but our
crepes aren't enough for me.
That we're fired because we picked crepes. French toast to him is the answer. So Jess, have fun without us next time.
Oh, that's fine. That's
part of one.
Yeah.
No, like nothing.
I do love a French toast, but you know what I love about crepes is the variety. You can get so many different things.
You telling me the French toast is better than a crepe with Nutella and strawberry? Get out of here.
Yeah.
I like a savory
It's
crepe.
more fulfilling to me having French toast. So here's my breakdown. Okay. I'd rather pancakes than crepes because it's thicker. You know, wow, I burn a lot of calories. I need more calories. And I can go through like 10 crepes and be like, wow, what a snack. So crepes is just not enough. That's the only reason why.
You maybe can have crepes for appetizer and then you take the French toast after.
Right. We're always bringing it with these this or that. So if you're listening to this and following Just Women Sports on social, give us your this or that and maybe we'll incorporate it into next episode that we have, because this always brings some good discussions. And hopefully, Duda, you and I will still be on that next
I hope so. I was joking. I prefer French toast. Goodbye.
Gals, looking ahead to the next match day for the U.S. Women's National Team, it is going to be against the Germans. And the United States have played Germany a plethora of times. They have 23 wins against them, only 5 losses and 7 draws. The United States have also scored a lot of goals, 69 goals to Germany's 33. So when you look at this matchup, when it comes to the history, it favors the United States. But we know better than anybody that when you're in tournament time, you can almost throw all of that out the window, right? These two teams met the last time in November of 2022 here in the United States, and they split the matches. So it was a really good indication of where these two teams are at, some of the best teams in the world. So, Jess, when you're looking at this German squad, because you watched them closely today, you saw what they brought to the Olympics with some of their key players. What is their style, and what do the United States need to look out for?
You know what? I think they're gritty. They brought some grittiness today against Australia. They won majority of their 50-50 balls. They were so clutch on set pieces in the air, whereas U.S. Women's National Team, they're good in the air. But are they good enough going up against this Germany side who is so good? They had 2 goals on corner kicks today. And, you know, the U.S. Women's National Team, they haven't been tested yet. So I think Germany, they're going to test them and they're going to bring some grittiness because that's exactly what they brought today. You can see that they mixed things up in the final third. So you never know what they're going to bring. But you can tell this German side, they're hungry.
The variety thing to me, Jess, is what sticks out the most for this German team is they can hit you with a lot of different questions if you're a team attacking them. I think today Australia is a very good team when it comes to quickly winning the ball in midfield and going in counterattack opportunities. Well, they mitigated those opportunities time and time again. They didn't allow Australia to really even play through the middle of the thirds. They sat back in a little bit of a deeper block, and I think we're going to see Germany maybe not play exactly that way, but I feel like their tactics are going to switch throughout the game. And this is where it's going to come in for Emma Hayes to show us what she showed us in these last couple of matches leading into the Olympics, is the tactical adaptability. We saw the United States play in a few different formations. We saw them with different personnel and figuring out ways to break down a man-to-man press in the middle, a high press, a mid-block. Those types of things that the United States just learned, can they put them into practice against this German squad? Because this is going to be the best match of the group stage. And if you win this game, Duda, you notch your ticket into the knockout round. So for the United States, do you expect them to make changes going into this match?
I don't expect changes. No, I wouldn't say so. Again, especially against Germany now, and especially against since they had a good, let's say a good, right, thumbs up first game. I don't expect any changes. No, but I would just like to add that this game against Germany, to your point, to Jess's point, is going to be probably the hardest test, right, from the group. And the U.S., they haven't really been tested that much, I would say. They played against Zambia, which is a team that was mostly playing defensively. They played against Costa Rica, where they parked the bus in a way. So this is probably going to be the first time they're going to play against a team where they're also going to come out and play. So I'm excited to see what happens. It's going to be the hardest game from this group for the U.S. And I don't think we're going to have any changes.
Have your caramel popcorn ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
Oh, yeah. You better have that ready. I'm going to go real quick, you guys. Score predictions. Jess, what do you got?
U.S. 2-1.
Ooh, okay. I'm feeling that. Duda, what do you think?
1-0 U.S. Mouse 1 single.
I'm going 2-2. I think this is going to be a back and forth game. I think we're going to see some good goals for both teams, but I don't know if we have a group winner at the end of this game. I think it maybe goes down to the final match day, which could really determine, right? Because then you're talking about goal differential for both of these teams as to who potentially, if they get wins in that last match day, if they get out. So I like it. Write those down because those are our predictions, and it should be a really fun one on Sunday. So make sure you guys tune in because we're going to bring you another episode of the 91st podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow Just Women's Sports on all your favorite social channels because you don't want to miss any of the updates from us. We're going to be back, as I just mentioned, on Sunday, but it's going to look a little different around here. We're not going to have Jess McDonald. We're going to replace you with just another World Cup winner. You're not replace Jess. Because you're irreplaceable.
Hold up.
But Allie Long is going to be...
Just a substitution.
Hold up. It's a substitution. Yes.
So the one that gets...
We are using an alternate. Due to vacation. Alternate. And Allie Long will be stepping in for Jess McDonald. Jess, what are you going to be up to?
I actually planned a vacation. I've not done anything since I had my infant. So my fiance and I, we planned a vacation to go up north here in Michigan to Traverse City. So I'm super excited and looking forward to it. So good. Mom and Dad needed a break.
You enjoy that vacation.
We'll do.
You'll just do a little tag team slap in to Allie Long. Oh, yeah. She'll take it from here. And we're going to have a good time on Sunday. So make sure you guys tune into that. But that's it for us. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the 91st podcast. We'll be back after the United States play Germany on Sunday.
Let's go.
Bye.